Academic and Research Affairs, Professor Dr. Tait Nurma Yunita Intrianti, Master of Science. The Honorable Head of Postgraduate Program of Pancasila and Civic Education, Professor Dr. Winarno, Master of Science. The Honorable Head of Undergraduate Program of Pancasila and Civic Education, Dr. Triana Rejekiningsih, Master of Education. The Honorable our Conference Chair and Conference Moderator, Professor Dr. Trianto, Master of Humanity. The Honorable our Conference Moderator, Maram Taher, Master of Education. The Honorable Speaker from the University of Canterbury, New Zealand, Ibnu Sitompul, PhD. The Honorable our Speaker from University Teknologi Mara, Malaysia, Associate Professor Dr. Siti Hafsah binti Zulkarnain. The Honorable our Speaker from the Department of Pancasila and Civic Education, Universitas Sebelas Maret, Indonesia, Dr. Dewi Gunawati, Master of Humanity. And the Honorable to all lecturers, invited guests, and attendees. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Destiny as the Master of Ceremony, and I would like to convey the program schedule for today's event. First, opening ceremony. The second, singing the Indonesian National Anthem and UNS March. Third, praying together. Fourth, welcome address and conference report by the Head of Postgraduate Program of Pancasila and Civic Education, Professor Dr. Winarno, Master of Science. Fifth, official opening remarks by the Dean of Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Dr. Imam Sadi, Master of Science, who will presented by Vice Dean, Professor Dr. Tait Nurma Yunita Indrianti, Master of Science. Number 6, documentation session. 7th, presentation by the first speaker, Ibnu Situl, PhD. 8th, presentation by second speaker, Associate Professor Dr. Siti Hafsah binti Zulkarnain. 9th, presentation by the third speaker, Dr. Dewi Gunawati, Master of Humanity. Continue with discussion session and is closing ceremony followed by giving an A certificates to our speakers. Next, let me read rules of this conference. The audiences must obey the rules as follows. First, the audiences are required to maintain good manners in speech and actions. Second, the audiences are required to activate their cameras and use virtual background. Third, the audiences must turn off their microphones during the event. And fourth, the audiences are invited to change the display name format to name score institution. So ladies and gentlemen, let's start to the first agenda by saying Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful. Next, to the second agenda, let's sing the Indonesia's national anthem followed by UNS March. To all audiences, we ask you to take fake attitude.
Indonesia, tanah airku, tanah tumpah darahku. Di sanalah aku berdiri, jadi pandu ibu. Indonesia kebangsaanku, bangsa
Together, praying according to each religion belief, praying begins. Praying finished. The fourth agenda is a well-address and conference report by the head of postgraduate program of Pancasila and Civic Education, Professor Dr. Winarno, Master of Science. To Professor Dr. Winarno, Master of Science, time's yours.
Thank you. Terima kasih. Morning, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very warm welcome to all of you, distinguished college, research, educator, lecturer, participant from Indonesia, Malaysia, New Zealand, and beyond. It's a great pleasure to welcome you to the 15th International Conference on Social Science and Education, hosted by Master Program in Pancasila and Civic Education, Faculty of Training and Education, Universitas Sebelas Maret. In here, we get under the theme EI for Global Citizenship Education, bringing equity, ethics, and engagement in the digital age. As it transfer education, we must ask, how can we use it with? How do we ensure fairness, protect privacy, and strengthen democratic value in our classroom? This explain the issue we'll explore today with insight from three outstanding speakers. First, Dr. Ibnu Sitampul from New Zealand, and theme on combating misinformation and polarization. Second, Associate Professor Dr. Siti Hafs from Malaysia, with time on balancing global values with local culture context. And third, Dr. Dewi Gunawati from Universitas Sebelas Maret, with them on ethics in EA, especially algorithm bias and student data privacy. Thank you so much, all three of you. Your experience make this conference for truly meaningful. I would also like to extend our sincere gratitude to Professor Dr. Nurma, Vice Dean for Academic and Research Affairs on our faculty, who kindly representing the Dean, Dr. Ibjadi, and will deliver the opening remarks shortly. We appreciate your support and leadership, Prof. To all present and participants, thank you for your trust and active contribution. Your paper will be published in the ICSSE proceeding for international standard so your research can reach the wide audience. And to the entire organized committee led by Dr. Barik Malona and team, thank you for your dedication and hard work behind this kind. The event would not possible with your commitment and team. ICSSE has become the informant platform for international exchange, reflecting our program committed to equality, innovation, and global achievement. So let's make a host today. Let's learn, share ideas, and build collaboration that contributed to more ethical, inclusive, and future-ready for civic education. If any technical issues are upcoming during the event, please accept my cultural apologies. We are doing the best to serve you well. Once again, welcome to ICSSE, Mind the Gathering, Green Value Insight and Lasting Impact. Thank you very much. Enjoy the season. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Winarno, Master of Science. The fifth agenda is an official opening remarks by the Dean of Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Dr. Imam Sujadi, Master of Science, who will represent by Vice Dean Professor Dr. Peit Nurma Yunita Indrianti, Master of Science. To Professor Dr. Peit Nurma Yunita Indrianti, Master of Science, yours.
Yes, thank you very much, our Master of Ceremony this morning, ICSSE. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera untuk kita semuanya. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan, Rahayu. And good morning, good afternoon for all of the presenter and also participant. Yes, the Honorable, all of the speakers today for the fifth ICSSE, Dr. Ibnu Sitompul from Australia, Associate Professor Dr. Siti Hapsah from Malaysia, Dr. Dewi Gunawati from Indonesia, and also for the head of postgraduate program, Pancasila and Civic Education, Prof. Winarno, all of the lecturer in Pancasila and Civic Education study program, both in undergraduate also master in Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Universitas Sebelas Maret, and for all of the participants that participate in this fifth ICSSE 2020. Best wishes to all of us. Yes, Alhamdulillah, thanks to God that have opportunity for us to attend the fifth International Conference on Social Sciences and Education, ICSSE 2025. And for this year theme is very interesting for all of us, AI or Artificial Intelligence for Global Citizenship Education. Bridging equality, ethics, and engagement in the digital era. Yes, this conference brings together diverse experts from the continent worldwide to explore how artificial intelligence can be ethically and equitably integrated into citizenship education. That's very important to cultivate a responsible global citizen. ICSSE, or the fifth ICSSE, that consistently been a leading international academic event that organized by Master Program of Pancasila and Civic Education, the Faculty of Teacher Training and Education. Thank you very much for all of the committee that consistently held this program. On this occasion, as representation of the Dean of the faculty, I would like to express the highest appreciation for all of the lecturer, the committee, and also study program that can help this activity fifth, and then this is the fifth activity, and hopefully next year, the next 2 years, every year you will have event successfully. I remember what I already also did opening remarks last year, also in September 2024, with also a nice and also interesting theme. And this in the fifth ICCE, more interesting theme we have related to the AI, how built and preaching the equality, the ethics here in the global citizenship. As we know, in the AI era or digital era today, that we are living in the time of a rapid transformation. AI reshaping how we in today we start in the morning, how we can directly go to the newspaper, the online newspaper we can see, and how we can get information anything we can have today. And then this is the thing how we communicate, how we learn with in the better future world. And if we remember one of the superheroes movie, because this is interesting, and I'm sure that everyone remember this, with the power of AI, right? With the great power comes great responsibility. This is for us, for lecturer, and also for teachers, participant here. As we move forward, we should ask how can we use AI, not just to have smarter machine, not as a, but also to build a smarter and then more compassionate world, as we know today. And related to the thing that have for this fifth ICCE, how to build a global citizen that responsible, have the ethics. This is not about the attending word issues, but the empathy, the ethics, the cooperation, and also the action, how we can have this in education citizenship. Thank you for all of the speaker that would like share the expertise and also knowledge. Dr. Ibnu Sitompul, Associate Professor Dr. Siti Hapsah, and also Dr. Dewi Gunawati. With your schedule, the busy schedule, you can have this event to share your knowledge and also accept our invitation to come today. I also express my appreciation for the presence and contribution for the parallel speakers. I also read the book of abstract this morning, and all the participant in the fifth ICCE today. I hope that ICSSE this year will be a place for collaboration, exchange of scientific information, and also a means for go to further networking between researcher, expert in social science and education. With the saying Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, officially we open this 5th International Conference on Social Sciences Education, ICSSE 2025. Enjoy the conference. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Peit Nurma Yunita Indrianti, Master of Science. Before entering the next agenda, the audiences are invited to open the camera and give the base pose because we will do the first documentation. For the committee on duty, please take screenshot of photo session. So next agenda is presentation by our first speakers moderated by Professor Dr. Trianto, Master of Humanity. Before handing over to the moderator, please allow me to briefly introduce him. So, Professor Dr. Trianto, Master of Humanity, is an inspiring professor in civic education at Sebelas Maret University, Indonesia, become young PhD at 37 years old, studied law at Universitas Sebelas Maret, at Universitas Gajah Mada, and become Indonesia's first PhD graduate in civic education, winning the Muri Award in 2011, writing over 10 books and 30 international articles, served as Secretary General of Indonesia Civic Education National Association, and being guest lectures in more than 20 countries, including Australia, Malaysia, and Vietnam. I now hand over the session to our moderator, to Professor Dr. Trianto, Master of Humanity. Timers.
Okay, thank you, Destinai. Did you hear my voice?
Yes, it's okay, Prof.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe good afternoon in New Zealand. My name is Trianto. I'm the moderator for this session. The Honorable Professor Norma, the Vice Dean of Academic, the Head of Civic Education Program, Professor Winarno, and also all teachers, also lecturers, also researcher from Civic Education, all audience, student, and also all participant here. From this session, we have a good speaker, Dr. Ibn Stompol. Before he present his material, I will introduce about the short biography. Dr. Ibn Sitombol, could you hear my voice?
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Let me introduce Dr. Ibn Stompol. Dr. Ibn Stompol is a legal scholar and researcher specializing in disaster law, international environmental law, and commercial law. He holds a PhD in law from University of Canterbury, New Zealand, an LLM from Victoria University, Wellington, and LLB from Parahyangan Catholic University, Indonesia. Currently, he serves as a research associate in the Institute of Law, Emergency and Disaster (LEAD), University of Canterbury, and as a student advisor at a School of Law. Dr. Stompol has taught us and facilitated courses in commercial law, disaster law, while actively presenting at international seminars and environmental governance, climate change policy, and transboundary legal issues. His research explores transboundary, has pollutions, disaster risk government, biosafety regulations. Beyond academia, he has held leadership roles in Indonesian students and diaspora communities in New Zealand, contributing to intellectual engagement, environmental awareness, and community development. At this conference, he will deliver presentations entitled the role of bridging the digital gaps, the role of law and educational AI, combating misinformation and polarization. That was the curriculum vitae of Dr. Ibn Stompol. And now, Dr. Ibn Stompol, time is yours. We have 30 minutes for presentation and 15 minutes for discussions. Dr. Ibn, please.
Thank you.
You may share your presentation directly. Thank you.
Yeah. Just a second. Oh, sorry. Just a second. Can you see the screen?
Yes, it's
Yes,
showing.
all is good. Yes. You
Okay,
may make it full screen maybe for better view.
I've done that, but I don't know what happened. Just a second. Why is it not working? Oh, I don't know what happened. Okay, I think we can just use this actually. Okay.
Could you make it full maybe for better view, Pak Ibnu?
Yeah, I've tried, but it's not working actually.
Okay. That's okay if you cannot. Just please check the move of the slide. I think it's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Good morning, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, please.
Okay. My name is Ibnu Sitompol from University of Canterbury in New Zealand. First, I'd like to thank the organizer for inviting me here today. It's an honor to speak on the topic that I believe it's urgent, global, and deeply relevant to all of us. that is combating misinformation and polarization in the digital age. So this is not an issue that only affects certain countries or communities. Yeah, whether you live in a developed countries, developing countries, in a democracy or non-democracy, the challenge of misinformation and polarization is everywhere. Yeah, and often is made worse by what we call the digital gap or digital divide, which is the inequality of access, skills, and resources when it comes to technology. So today my presentation is titled Bridging the Digital Gap, the Role of Law and Education Through AI, Combating Misinformation and Polarization. Now, I must say, this presentation will only scratch the surface of what is truly vast and complex conversation, but I believe it is a good starting point and also a timely reminder of why this issue matters so deeply for our society. Yeah, with this topic, I will explore how misinformation and polarization spread, why the digital gap makes it worse, and most importantly, how AI or artificial intelligence, when guided by law and education, can help us address these challenges. Okay, I've been introduced, but I'm just gonna introduce myself a little bit. I'm a researcher, a research associate at the Institute of Law, Emergency and Disaster at the University of Canterbury. I completed my PhD here at UC in 2022, and recently published an article in the Yearbook of International Disaster Law, talking about the limit of regional disaster law, transboundary haze pollution, and the ASEAN way. So if you get a chance to read it, I'd love to hear your thought and feedback. You can send me by email. Okay. So firstly, it is important for us to understand the challenge, yeah, which is digital gap. And let me begin by clarifying a few key terms before we start, because it is important that we start on the same page. So there are a few terms here. Misinformation refers to false or misleading information that is shared without the intent to deceive. Yeah. For example, when someone shares a health tip, they genuinely believe it's to be true, but which is actually scientifically incorrect. That is misinformation. Yeah. So like the picture you see here is a TikTok video promoting the so-called miracle pink salt drink, claiming that it can help with weight loss, but scientifically is incorrect. So that is misinformation. Yeah? So there is no ill intent to what they're trying to share. Okay. And the second one is disinformation. Yeah. Disinformation is something different. It is deliberately false, created with the purpose to manipulate, to exploit, and to harm. Yeah. So this information is often crafted and spread strategically, sometimes even by organized group or foreign actors. Yeah. For example, to influence election. Yeah. To undermine public trust, to stir up hatred, and so on and so forth. Okay. And the third one is polarization. Yeah. Polarization is when society, community, or even family split into opposing groups that see each other as enemies rather than as people with different perspective. Yeah. When polarization deepens, there's very little room left for dialogue or compromise. Yeah. And when the common ground we need for social trust begin to vanish. Yeah. So when misinformation and polarization come together, their effect become much more dangerous. Yeah. They can weaken trust in government, something we've seen in many countries, including Indonesia in the past few months. They can also divide family and community, especially around sensitive time like elections. Yeah, people may argue over what is true or what or who to trust, creating unnecessary tension. Yeah, in some cases, this division can destabilize institution, and in most extreme situation, even threaten the foundation of democracy. Okay, so we have also seen, yeah, in real time, peaceful demonstration escalate to violence, yeah, turn into riot with looting, arson, and other forms of unrest, as recently observed in UK, in Australia, and so on. So this shows that misinformation and polarization are not just abstract problem; they have real, tangible impact on society. Yeah, we have already witnessed this dynamic around the world. Um, just some examples. During COVID-19 pandemic, misinformation spread faster than the virus itself. Yeah, conspiracy theory, false cures, and misleading claim about vaccines circulated widely. And as a result, vaccine hesitancy increased. Public health efforts are undermined, and ultimately, lives were lost. A lot of people dying. And study shows that uh, in Indonesia, the main reason for COVID vaccine refusal include concern about vaccine safety, that's 30%, doubt about effectiveness, 22%, and distrust of vaccine, which they receive from misinformation and disinformation. And we also have examples from elections. Yeah, we see how disinformation campaign are deliberately or orchestrated to manipulate voters. Yeah, fake news article to manipulate voters. Yeah, in the U.S., for example, um, some political candidates have been known to exaggerate the number of migrants crossing the border illegally. So it's fake news. And also there is examples in the times of conflicts, hate speech online escalate real world violence. Yeah, for example, um, false posts shared across social media platform, yeah, have been used to target ethnic or religious groups, leading to devastating consequences of offline. So now, what makes this problem worse? It, one of the critical factor is the digital gap or digital divide. Yeah. So digital gap is not only about access to internet, it's about differences in digital literacy, in critical thinking skills, in access to fact-checking resources, and in the ability to understand how online algorithms shape what we see. Yeah. In communities where people lack these skills or tools, yeah, misinformation spread much more quickly. People may not realize how content is recommended to them and why certain posts go viral. Yeah, without the ability to analyze and question online information, individuals and communities become especially vulnerable. They will believe whatever they read on the media, on the social media, particularly in various large platform like Twitter's or Facebook. Yeah, little do they know that the information that they believe is fake. Yeah, and that there are a lot of people not sharing the same opinion and may be a threat to them based on how sensitive the information is. So this vulnerability is not limited to developing countries, yeah, not only in Indonesia or other developing countries, even in developed nation, entire segment of the population, older people, rural community, or marginalized group can be left exposed because the lack of digital literacy training, yeah, or because access to reliable information is uneven. Yeah, like for example, in New Zealand, Study shows that around 20% of adults lack the essential digital skill needed for modern life. So they're left behind. Yeah. And in Indonesia, more than half of the total social media user, which is around 143 million user. So half is like maybe 70 million users have a low digital skills, which is concerning, I think. So the question we must ask is, how do we respond to this growing challenge? And this is where I want to argue that AI, law, and education must come together. Yeah? Alone, each of these areas has strength, but together they can form a powerful framework for combating misinformation and reducing polarization. So the first line of defense against misinformation is education. Okay, research now clearly show that education plays a central role in this effort. Because of this, there has been growing push to create program and intervention that or that help people think critically, evaluate information carefully, and resist falling for misinformation. Yeah, people need the skill to ask questions such as when they see an information, they will ask question: is this information reliable? Yeah, who produced this information? What evidence support it? Before they can make decisions. Yeah, so to think this way, individual must be taught and trained. Yeah, the next step is showing them how to answer this question effectively, so they can determine whether a post or a tweet is false or credible. Yeah, AI has the potential to do something meaningful, to help people think more critically about the information they see every day. It gives us a tool to pause, question, and double check before we accept something is true. So imagine a AI tutor that can adjust to each person's learning style, yeah? Guiding children and adults on how to read news story carefully. Can you imagine that AI that can spot biases and check sources? You know, that will be ideal. So it's not just about learning individually either, right? AI could help entire communities stay ahead of misinformation. Yeah, offering practical ways to question what we read and share. In the world of overflowing with content, AI can be a guide helping us make sense of the noise and make smarter, more informed choices. Yeah, we already see a small example of this in Finland, for example. Media literacy is taught nationwide in school. Yeah, if we combine this with AI-driven platform, it can reach far more people in many different contexts. And here in New Zealand, school have begun using AI application to help young people develop critical thinking and navigate digital media safely. Yeah, they start from young age. This approach doesn't just benefit student; it also support the teacher and the parents. Yeah, it makes it easy for the teacher and the parents, many of whom sometimes feel left behind by digital divide. So by equipping the whole community with this skill, we can create a more informed and resilient society. Okay, but we have to remember that media literacy cannot just be technical; it must also be legal and ethical. Yeah, people need to know not only how to spot misinformation, but also the right and responsibility that come with freedom of expression. Yeah. So the message here is clear: AI should not replace critical thinking; it should enhance it. Yeah. If used properly, it can help citizens resist polarization and strengthen democratic dialogue. So the second major area that I want to talk about is detection. How can AI help identify misinformation and hate speech online? right? These are some real example of fake news and on Twitter and internet. Okay. So first of all, we have to understand that most AI tools today are built for English speaker, right? This is because a lot of research data technology has focused on English speaking country. So in English, AI has been used to detect fake news article during election. Yeah, for example, in the US election 2016, 2020, yeah, Twitter and Facebook use AI to detect articles spreading misinformation. And AI has been used to detect hate speech or harassment on social media. For example, if you go on YouTube or Instagram, they use AI to automatically detect comments containing hate speech or abusive language. So if they find this, they delete it straight away. Okay, so that's AI. That's not human. And AI has also been used to identify deepfake or manipulated media. Yeah, for example, in 2019, AI tools developed by company like Microsoft were used to detect deepfake video, including manipulated video for political figures. Okay. So during 2020 election in the US, AI tool uh, across multiple platforms work together to warn user about posts that might be false. So it has been used a lot actually. Yeah, but AI in English is not perfect. Okay. Yeah, something it flags truthful content by mistake, or they still can miss false content. Yeah, this shows that human judgment is still needed alongside AI. So the AI cannot work by itself, okay, independently. It needs human judgment. So now, what about non-AI, non-English AI? Yeah, the challenge is much bigger for non-English language AI. Misinformation often spread faster in local language because people trust content in their own language and share it with their network. Yeah. And some examples in Myanmar during the Rohingya crisis, false information spread quickly in their local language on Facebook, causing division, violence. Yeah. And English-focused AI could not catch most of these posts. Yeah. And on X and TikTok, content about conflict, like the mm, pro-Palestine versus pro-Israel posts, yeah, spread in X and TikTok in Arabic, in Hebrew, and other local languages faster than English content. Okay, this shows that why multilingual AI tool is so important. Yeah, not only in English but in other languages too. They can detect and remove harmful content in many languages before it spread, and they also support the fact checker and community moderator around the world. Yeah. So but detection alone is not enough. Yeah, AI tool must operate within legal framework that balance two important goals, right? There's two important goals. On one hand, they need to protect freedom of speech, for example, ensuring that people can express their opinion without fear of censorship. On the other hand, they must also prevent serious harm, such as spread of hate speech, disinformation, and content that could incite violence. Yeah, striking this balance is not always easy. It requires careful regulation. It requires oversight and clear guideline for AI developer and social media platform. Yeah, equally important is education. Yeah, community need to understand how this AI tool work and why they exist. Yeah, by teaching people about AI, digital literacy, and misinformation, we empower individuals to critically evaluate content themselves rather than relying solely on algorithm. So they can choose. If they think this content is not correct, they swipe away. You know, they can make that decision. So education also help people recognize the limit of AI. Yeah, no, there's no system. No system is perfect. Yeah, understanding this encourages responsible use of AI while fostering trust in the digital ecosystem. So combining law and education, I think, ensures that AI can be used ethically and effectively, promoting communities while supporting freedom of expression. Okay, now let's focus more closely on law and why it matters in the digital world. Yeah. Law provide framework for balancing rights and responsibility online. Okay, one hand, it protects fundamental freedom like freedom of expression, privacy, and access to information. On the other hand, it establishes a boundary to prevent harm caused by misinformation, hate speech, and online harassment. Yeah. If regulation is too strict or too strong, it can lead to censorship. People may feel afraid to speak. Platform might remove too much content, and innovation could be slowed down because of that. Right? This is the case in before Twitter bought by Elon Musk, right? But if regulation is too weak, the online space can turn chaotic. Yeah, misinformation spread, polarization grow, and vulnerable group can be harmed. And this has been the case since Twitter become X. Yeah, so many hate speech. If you have an X account, you can see it yourself. So that is why law have a crucial role in play here. Okay. Of course, due to a digital gap or digital divide between countries, having one international treaty to regulate AI or the use of AI to reduce information and polarization globally is almost impossible. Yeah. Apart from digital gaps, each country have their own agenda and national interests. They have their own national interest to protect. So having one international law regulating AI issue might seems to be a hindrance to national development, and so on and so forth. Okay, so it's almost impossible to have one international treaty on the use of AI. Yeah, but there are regional and national effort or initiative. Yeah, there are initiatives established in a number of countries and region. For example, in here in the EU, European Union, they have the Digital Service Act. Yeah, the DSA requires online platform to actively identify and reduce systemic risks, including disinformation and illegal content. Okay, so platform have to in the European country, platform must provide transparency report. So that's a good move. Okay, and in New Zealand, for example, we have the New Zealand, we have the Christchurch call. Yeah, after the tragic Christchurch mosque attack in 2019, the New Zealand government and the tech company and civil society they work together to eliminate extremist content online. Yeah, and there are other examples in Germany. Yeah, the Network Enforcement Act target hate speech online, and this particular act also have also what do you call it? Can target target platform that is illegal, that is not following the regulation, and this can they can face a maximum fine of 50 million euro. So they get a penalty. Okay. So the key point here is that law must evolve alongside technology. Yeah, AI is powerful tool. It can detect harmful content and support education, flag misinformation, but without regulation, it can be misused. Yeah. AI can suppress legitimate speech or amplify harmful content if left unchecked. Okay, I'm just gonna be a bit quicker here. So with a thoughtful and adaptive regulation, AI can truly become a force for good. Okay, it can help society resist misinformation. Second, it can support safe online environment. Third, it can strengthen trust in public institution. Yeah, when citizens see AI is governed transparency and fairly, trust in both technology and institution grow and normally. And finally, it can promote digital literacy. Yeah. So law can serve as a powerful tool to require the implementation of AI-driven digital literacy program. Yeah, it can start from the national level first. Now, now the role of education. Yeah, education beyond just teaching media literacy is about building long-term resilience in society. Yeah, it's not only about spotting misinformation or checking facts. It's about helping people develop the awareness and the wisdom they need to navigate the digital world that is constantly changing. This means equipping both young people and adults with the knowledge and tools to thrive responsibly online. Okay. So first, the ethic of digital citizenship. Being online comes with right, but also comes with responsibility. Okay, education should help people understand the importance of respecting others, protecting privacy, avoiding harmful speech. Yeah, and second, understanding echo chamber and filter bubbles. Yeah, and third, understanding how algorithm um, influence what we see and believe. Yeah, algorithm is not neutral. They are designed to maximize attention, so often by amplifying sensational emotion or divisive content. Okay, so education can empower us to ask, why am I being shown this? Why am I not seeing this instead of this? Why us, and who benefit from this system? Yeah. In short, education does more. Uh, oh, sorry. Education does more than give us just digital skills. Okay, it gives us digital wisdom too. So now, this is where global citizenship education become crucial. Okay, with the support of AI as a tool, education can move beyond teaching and teaching facts and skill. It can instead foster deeper quality, yeah, critical thinking, um, empathy, and awareness of how digital systems shape what we see. Okay. So global citizenship education remind us that being online is not, sorry, that, hello? Can you,
I'm sorry, Dr. Ebno, 2 minutes remaining.
okay, okay. So I'm just gonna be quick. Okay, a second.
Okay.
So yeah, this is important. So of course we have to be honest that AI is not neutral. Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. One side, it give incredible opportunities, can detect fake news, but on the other side, it also carries significant risks. Yeah. So while AI can certainly help us combat misinformation, it can also supercharge it. So we have to remember that. And it's writing that. And okay, so because we have 2 minutes left, so I'm just gonna go to conclusion. Sorry. Yeah. So misinformation and polarization are not just technical challenge; they are human problem. They cut across borders, language, and community, and they affect the very fabric of our democracy and our social life. Yeah, AI does offer powerful tools, but we must remember it is not a magic solution. Without the guidance of law and the wisdom of education, AI can just easily deepen division as it can help heal them. Okay, as I already So this is a very important one. At the same time, we must recognize that AI still needs humans to supervise it. Yeah, but the human who supervise must also be human who understand AI. So yeah, so that's why education in AI is very important. Yeah. So teaching traditionally, for instance, still valuable, still important, but at the same time, we can also learn that and embrace this emerging technology. It does not have to be one or the other. It can be both. Traditional and innovation can coexist. And when they do, education and society are stronger for it. Okay. I think that's all from me. Thank you. Happy to take any question.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Edno, for your interesting presentations. Dear all participants, we have good presentation from Dr. Edno, so I emphasize some key points that presented by Dr. Edno about AI. AI is a new of ICT development, so there is, of course, challenges and opportunities. AI is like two sides of a coin. There is a positive side and also negative side. So we should elaborate this risks also challenges for the AI development right now. So I also emphasize the key point is education is very important to maintain the AI use, and also critical thinking also is very important to make it AI is useful for our life, and also the role of and also ethics is very important. So I invite maybe there is a question or discussions for the session. Yes, please raise your hand and mention your name and your question or comment. Please, audience. Yes, there is one raising hand. Denny Zen, do you have question or comment? Please.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Trianto. I have a question for Mr. Ibnu Sitompul. In my research on digital literacy and civic engagement, I found that digital natives are often trapped in filter bubbles created by platform algorithm. This situation reinforces polarization, yet at the same time, legal interpretation to regulate algorithm could be perceived as restriction on public freedom. How do you think we can balance the need to regulate algorithm to ensure fairness and inclusivity without undermining the fundamental principle of freedom of expression in digital citizenship? Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I answer the question?
Please.
Okay. Yeah. So thank you for the question. That's a very good question. So actually, that's one of the thing, right? It's a very difficult issue to regulate, especially regarding algorithm, right? Because you what you said, because this is a global issue, you can't just make it as a separate issue for each country, right? So when you say to regulate algorithm, say we have a regulation in Indonesia or in New Zealand, but then how to detect where this post is, for example, it's a Twitter post, where this post is being posted. So that's the one of the difficulties in resolving this issue actually. So you have a very good very good research there that you're going to explore, but then that's a question that I don't think we have a exact answer to actually.
Okay, enough. Any more questions? We still have 3 minutes. Sorry, 10 minutes. Yeah, we still have 10 minutes for this session. So I think it's the good opportunity to make discussion with Dr. Ibnu. Dr. is very good scholar from New Zealand. New Zealand is one of developed country. I was there 2 years ago, and I hope to visit again someday.
Soon, inshallah.
Okay, maybe Dr. Ibnu, we can elaborate about critical thinking issues, or how the critical thinking is very important to mitigate the risk and also challenges of AI use in also ICT development.
Yes, of course. So yeah, one of the thing is that we have to train critical thinking from when we are young. That's why in New Zealand, for example, we have this program. It is IT powered, right? It's an apps where kids from the primary school, high school, and university, they can they are required by law actually to use this application or program to improve their critical thinking, so that at the end, when they go to the when they enter the digital world in here, they they can think critically. Whereas this where one post is of they will question the post that is pushed to them by algorithm, right? Because you don't know, sometimes you, sometimes when you are scrolling on TikTok, for example, you just think about it and it's there, right? You think of something when you open the internet, is the algorithm is showing it to to your face, right? And then if you have this critical thinking and it's trained or by when you're starting when you are young, then every time you get this post, right, they get something presented to you, pushed by algorithm, then you'll think, ah, is this news correct? So then you can, at the end, more responsible. You have that responsibility to also reshare what you're reading online. See, so you don't caught up in in misinformation that is keep going. You know what I mean? I think that's one of the thing. That's why we have to use AI to push the next generation to think critically. I think
Yes, that's right. I'm agree with your opinion, because in this era we are facing many uncertainty. There is many news or many content in internet that we should clarify this is true or not. Even if this is we don't have to share. Sometimes all people compete to share they have got in internet, so they did not clarify it's true or not.
They don't
Even if
clarify, they
it's
just
true,
share.
we don't have to. We sometimes we don't have to share, because if even though this is the fact, sometimes the impact of fact will make more problem if we share it. So I think critical thinking is very important for this case. I agree.
Yes, definitely,
Okay, thank you,
definitely,
Dr. Ibnu.
100%.
Any more questions? Maybe we still have 5 minutes for before we close the sessions. Yes, I find someone has raised his hand. Rexy, do you have question or comment? Yes, please.
Yeah. Thank you, Prof. Trianto. Thank you, Dr. Ibnu Sitompul, for delivering your presentation today about the gap, the role of law and education through AI. It was very interesting discussion because it is truly happen and reality in Indonesia, especially. Artificial intelligence become more involved to, especially to detecting misinformation and harmful content. Its role cannot stand alone, I think, because law ensure that AI tools operate within legal and ethic borders to creating a balance between innovation and accountability. But in the reality for today, at the same time, education is crucial to help communities better understand for AI. And my question is, how can law and education collaborate in integrating artificial intelligence? Uh, it's not only to detect misinformation and hate speech, but also to ensure that how can ethic use, public truth, and stronger digital literacy, especially in society? Thank you.
Yeah, so that's a very good question. So how law and education can collaborate? I think first law have to play the main role here because they need to set up they need to set the the playing field. So they have to regulate, make a regulation, yeah, to to require that an education related to AI is is implemented at the national level or even not national level, maybe in a community level, right? So for example, peraturan uh, peraturan daerah, yeah, peraturan. So don't have to be national level from the lowest one, lowest level. So from there, after the regulation is set up, then education can easily work within the legal framework, right? And of course, it's not an easy. I mean, law and education alone will not be sufficient because it's AI. So we need to bring some AI. The law and education is not it's not the place where we want to talk technical. So of course there's going to be like for example in Australia they have working group, right? So regulation is set up. They set up a working group which involve education expert, legal expert, tech, maybe engineering expert, digital technology expert. Then in there they will start creating an application which an AI application which can replace uh, not replace but which can support human to teach and to live not to reduce digital gap between. It's not only for young people. I think most importantly for the adults actually, because because I think uh, most of the misinformation, disinformation, fake news are spread by not by young people but by adults. So they also need to be trained, yeah, from the community level, from what do you call it, a provincial level, and then at the end, if everything works out, national level and regional level. I hope that's answer your question.
Okay, almost done. But still one question in chat room we can find. Let me check. Dr. Ibnu, there is one question in chat room. Are
Oh,
social media platform from Sela, are social media platform merely neutral conduits and information, or do their algorithm which are designed to maximize engagement, inherently favor and amplify the inflammatory and false content, making the active participant in the space?
let
Can
me
you
just read
check
it quickly. Sorry.
yes, can you
Yes,
check the last question and for the last for the sessions?
okay, okay.
And may-
Our social media primarily neutral. I mean, social media platform is not natural. That's we know that, right? Uh, we can see from, for example, if you look at X, right? It,
yes.
I think 90% conservative, so Republican. So it's never neutral. So they push algorithm as they see fit. So that is, I think if you have a if you have a if you train yourself, like digital literacy, you have an advanced skill of if you have critical thinking, doesn't matter or if the platform is not neutral, but then you can think, right, and see, oh, okay, they try to push their agenda here, so we don't share this post. We can pick and choose. Yeah, but of course they're not neutral.
Yes, yes, I think social media news ideally they should be neutral, but in the fact is influenced by, I think, the owner influence the content of the I think the fact.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Eno, for very good presentation for this session. We are happy having you today, and we hope your presentation could give us a new perspective on AI use. And also, once more, thank you so much for your participant speaker.
Thank you for having me.
Also, let me announce that Pak Ibnu is one of our external lecturer for this semester. So all students, all postgraduate students, you will meet Pak Ibnu on the maybe half of semester next, maybe
That will be
next
good.
3 months. Please prepare yourself, Dr. Ibnu, to be part of our lectures.
Oh,
Thank
that
you
would be
so
great.
much,
Yes.
maybe
Thank you so
for
much.
the participation. And with the moment, we will give you a certificate. Committee share the certificate for Dr. Ibnu Istanbul. Please wait a moment for your
Oh,
certificate.
okay.
Okay. Please make a capture, committee, for this slide. Universitas Sebelas Maret, Faculty of Digital Training and Education, Postgraduate of Civic Education Certificate, awarded to Ibnu Istanbul PhD as a speaker for the 5th International Conference on Social Sciences and Education, organized by Postgraduate of Civic Education Department, Universitas Sebelas Maret in Surakarta, September
I'm gonna take a picture.
18, 2025, Conference Chair Trianto and Dean Imam Sujati. Thank you so much for your participations and have a nice day. I give the session for the MC. Destiny, time is yours. Thank you so much. Thank you, Pak Ibnu. You may leave if you have another
Yes, Pak.
agenda.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much. Destiny, time is yours. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Professor Dr. Trianto, Master of Humanity. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's give an applause for our moderator and our speaker. Thank you so much for your okay. The next agenda is the presentation by our third speaker, moderated by Maram Taher of Education. Before handing over the moderator, please allow me to briefly introduce her. Maram Taher, Master of Education, is a Syrian-born educator and researcher, currently pursuing a PhD in Media Cultural Studies at Universitas Sebelas Maret UNS Indonesia, holding a Master in Civic Education from Universitas Sebelas Maret and a bachelor's in Applied Mathematics from Syria, brings a unique interdisciplinary perspective, blending math, culture, and education. Works as a research specialist at the Aga Khan Foundation, Canada, designing Arabic and religious curricula for adults. Also serves as an associate researcher at UNS Institute Innovative Research. So now I hand over the session to our moderator, to Maram Taher, Master of Education. Time is yours.
Thank you so much, Mbak Destiny, for beautiful introduction. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning from Indonesia. Before we start the next session with the second speaker, I would like to say thank you for privilege of your time today. Thank you, Bapak Dr. Prof. Trianto, اسها home, Papa Prof. Dr. Winarno, then the distinguished speaker and having a beautiful discussion with Papa Dr. Ibn Istanbul, PhD. Now we will say welcome for the next speaker, Papa Associate Prof. Dr. Ibu Siti Hafsah Binti Kortani Dari from Malaysia. Briefly, I will introduce her. She is a senior lecturer, Center of Studies in Estate Management College of Building Environment, Universitas of Technology, Marah, Malaysia. She is now, we will talk about the revolution or journey from local wisdom to the global citizenship and balancing and universal cultural values. So we would like to give her a brief and the speaker with you, Ibu Dr. Siti Hafsah Binti Walikani. Please unmute yourself, and we are so excited to hear from you today.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and very good morning to all. Thank you, Madam Moderator. Nice to meet you and all the participants. Can I have my slide, please?
Yes, sure. The time is yours.
Yes, but I thought that your voice is not that clear, Madam.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Can I have my slide, please?
Yes. Yes, a minute. Yeah, just 1 minute. The community will share your slide.
Yeah, we need to wait for the slide. I think the slide is flying from Malaysia to Indonesia.
We are excited to talk and have good discussion about the revolution of artificial intelligence, and we are talking from local wisdom culture to moving to the global citizenship now, and revolution of AI and data cyber around the world.
Yeah, yeah. So you are from Syria.
I'm originally Syrian. I am originally Syria, but I have based in Indonesia around the 3 years. I have finished my master's degree in civic education, and then now I am completed my PhD based on civic education, but related in concept culture and digitalization in global cultural of cyber cultural industry. So also I would like to talk about that, how we can meet academia with the industry, not just using AI for academic purpose, for early research career. That will be very amazing. Yeah.
Nice to hear that. So you can now you can have a good English plus Indonesian language. You can master your Indonesian language as well.
That's right.
This is the full screen of the committee? Is it the full screen slide?
Sorry, doctor, because it's a file PDF, so it's
yeah. Now it's full screen.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, now it's okay. Okay, sorry for the inconvenient cause. Maybe there is a miscommunication between the committee and me as well. So my topic for today is on the global versus local in educations, balancing universal values and cultural context in the age of AI. So today we are talking everything related to AI. So my topic is related to education. So for your information, I'm not a teacher, I'm just a lecturer. And if you can see from my CV, can we go through to the CV committee? Next, please. So based on my CV, actually, I'm a lecturer. My background is not the education. My background is more on the real estate. Real estate meaning that something that related on the piece of land, any building, any crops, any plantation project that is considered as a real estate. So my research interest is actually on the property valuation, property management, and also disaster management. Maybe some sort of related research area with our first speaker just now. But Dr. Ibnu is related to the disaster law, but my research is more on the impact of disaster to the property value. That is actually my niche area of research. But it's okay since I'm a lecturer, so I can go through any field of study as long that is a very common topic that we can discuss today. Okay, next please. Okay, so as introductions, actually, Madam Moderator, can we have two ways of communications? So meaning that not only me present my speech today, but maybe we can have a good interaction with the participant as well. So it's a two-way communication. Just in case you have a questions you want to ask during my session, it's okay. Okay? Okay, so as introduction, education is not just about content. It's about value, identity, ethics, and worldview. So meaning that when we talk about education, there is also we need to know what is the value that we want to add in. What is the identity we want to interrupt, what we want to implement to the students. What is the ethics and also what is the worldview that we know in the educations of content. So as global tools, nowadays we have the AI. When the AI enter the classroom, they often carry the Western epistemologies, meaning that the Western view will come in because the AI is created by the Western country. So at the time, the educations in Islamic, African, indigenous, and Asian, example Pancasila that will apply in Indonesia, is also implement the traditions, the morals, the communals, and spiritual dimensions. So that's why I'm asking you, as a teachers, as educators in Indonesia, do we need to globalize the educations, or maybe we just localize the technology, or both? So what is the answer, Marim? Should we go to global educations, or maybe we just stick to the localized technology, or maybe we need to have the both type of educations? What is your opinion, Marim? Anyone? Where should we drive through the educations? Is it we go to the globalized educations, or maybe we stick to the localized education and technology, or maybe we need to interpret by both of these globals and local educations? Which one? Cannot determine yet? Maybe Salsabila? If you as a teacher, where is your path? You want to move global, you want to move local, or maybe both? I thought that all the committee going to be the teacher in future, is it?
Now all the participants education and the training faculty of education.
Yes, I thought that everybody in these sessions is going to be the teacher. So
Yes.
that's why I'm asking Salsabila, what is your future roads of education? Is it you want to stick to the global education view, or maybe you want to stick to the localized technology, what you apply in Indonesia, or maybe you want to combine both? Yeah, they're still asking with the friends, what is the good answer?
Also in Indonesia, we have Ministry of Education and Technology. Maybe some of Indonesian, after they graduated, they working in Ministry of Education Technology.
Maybe it depends. Maybe
they develop the curriculum of education through the technology.
Maybe because Indonesia also they have their own what we call syllabus. They have their own plan of educations. So that's why all the teachers is
actually my dissertation when I was in master degree, my dissertation was in artificial intelligence in a classroom. We have trying to have access for the platform. Also from Western country, they have access to that platform and website. That platform support AI, artificial intelligence, and STEAM skills. That was very amazing. But we have some of the challenge to apply this study and research in reality, because we need finance of school, finance of budget of the Ministry of Education. But maybe
can I have next slide, please?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so comparative educational philosophy, because I'm giving three scenarios. One is the Western educations, number two is the Islamic educations, and number three is the African educations, and number four is the Indonesian education through the Pancasila. Okay, next, what can we compare? Okay, next please. Okay, When we talk about Western liberal educations, there is a word of liberals. So you need to know the understanding what is meaning by liberals. Western is the Western country. Western is reflect the country that involved in the liberal educations. But liberal is something that is suitable for the cultivations of the free. So meaning that in the Western country, the educations, they are put on the knowledge based on the rational, empiricals, and critical methods. So that's why the meaning of liberals, they are more on the idea through the rationals, the empiricals, and critical method of thinking. So that's why the student in the Western country, they make an independent judgment because they are trying to have the rational understanding, the critical understanding. And number two, in Western country, the freedom of speech and thought. Everybody can have their own opinion. You cannot blame someone if they give their opinion because this is a free education. You're free to talk, you're free to give opinions. That is what we call as the critical thinking method. And number three is individualism. The learners as a self-contained unit. So that's why in the Western liberal education, there is examples of the liberal art educations, the Socratic questionings, and the constructivism. Okay, next, what we have in the Western liberal educations. Next, please. Okay, in Western liberal educations, that is come from the Latin words, meaning that free. Liberalis is free, and ars or arts is principles, is practice. So meaning that they are practicing the free opinion, the free thinking on the Western higher educations. And the liberals educations in Western country, they have 7 subjects. They need to divide it into 7 subjects consisting of 2 types. One is what we call as the trivium, and number 2 is the quadrivium. Trivium is related to the language, related to rhetoric, grammar, and logic. But quadrivium is something that related to the science and so on. For example, astronomy, arithmetic, geometry, and music. This is related to what we have in every day in life. Okay, next. Okay, but different with the Islamic education is more on the moral, spiritual development and divine accountability. Meaning that if you do good things, you will get pahala. If you do bad things, you will get dosa. So that is the accountability that will be held in the Islamic educations. So that's why in Islamic educations, the students or the Islamic community, they will learn some studies on Aqidah, on fiqh, on what we call it, history of Islamic history. This is more to make sure that we can have a moral guide from the teachers to the students. Okay? And then at the same time, the Islamic educations, they have one specific intellectual character development. For example, we call it as an adab. So meaning that we have adab during your teaching and learning sessions. There must be an adab. And then when you want to have your food, during the eating time, you also need to have the adab. And then when you talk to the elders, you need to have the adab. So this is what we want to, what we call it. We want to develop the students with this Islamic kind of educations. So this is what we need. We need to have a balance with the world and also the hereafter then. Okay, next, what we have. Okay, different with the African indigenous educations, the Africans, their learning is intergenerational. What is meant by intergenerational? Meaning that the oldest will give a good example to the youngest. They will give the storytelling, maybe they give all the adabs that I mentioned in Islamic community. They want to present to the younger generations. This is what we call as the intergenerational, experiential. And then the African indigenous education is a community driven. What is a community driven? Meaning that they want to have the knowledge based on the community, not the individuals. So the African is more on the community driven. And then there is a philosophy of Ubuntu. Ubuntu is a philosophy of Africans that I am because we are. I am a teacher because we are. The community support me. The community help me. So they're not stand alone, but there is based on the community driven. Okay, and the value oral storytelling, song, ritual, elders, wisdom, they are trying to put these all the storytelling activities, the song, the ritual from generation to generation. So meaning that our grandmother, our grandfather teach the young generations how to have a good ethics, how to get a good adab, but based on the storytelling, maybe based on the song, the rituals, and also the elders' wisdom that they want to add on the new generation's lifestyle. And then the African also focus on moral behavior, practical survival skill, and community harmony. And they are most of the African, they stay together in a community, meaning that they do all the activities based on the community activities, and there is no sharp separation between learning, religion, culture, and daily lives, because they are everything they interact day by day with all the community in the locality. Okay, next what we have. So this is the differences. Next, please. So this is the differences between the indigenous educations in Africa and the formal educations what we have nowadays. So the view of knowledge actually in Africa, they have what we call as the community driven indigenous education based on the storytelling, the wisdom, and also. But in formal education, we have the secular one, what we did nowadays in all the school. And then in African, they have a long-term recall. So meaning that is starting from his grandfather, grandmother, the older generations, they want to add in all the culturals, the practical of the lifestyle, everything through the young generations day by day on the lifestyle. And then in the African indigenous education also, they are trying to embed it, all the learning process through experience, through the sample by sample, meaning that they need to do a role model to the young generations. That is how they do the method of teaching and learning compared to the normal formal education that we have nowadays. Okay, next, what we have. Okay, but in Indonesia, there is a Pancasila educations. Pancasila, of course, everybody knows, is the national ideology of Indonesia that consists of 5 principles. The principle number 1 is the belief in God, kepercayaan kepada Tuhan. And then number 2 is justice and civilized humanity. And number 3 is the unity of Indonesia. And number 4 is democracy through deliberations. And number 5 is social justice for all. So these 5 principles that we have as a national ideology of Indonesia, we need to put in on all the soul and mind of the Indonesian citizen through the syllabus in class, through the formal educations that we have in our school, starting from the primary school, secondary school, and up to the higher education level. So this is very important to add in, to adapt, to governs all the Pancasila educations in the syllabus that we have nowadays. And then the education's aim is to promote national cohesions. What does mean national cohesions? Meaning that we need to stick together. Meaning that all the citizens need to do stick together between one and others to make sure that we can unite and we need to tolerate and we need to have a religious harmony, because in Indonesia we don't have only Islam religion, but we also have the Christian, we have Buddha, we have maybe Hindu. So this is why we need to have the religious harmony in Indonesia and also the social responsibility. This is the aim of education that we want to adapt with our students that we have nowadays. And also we need to integrate the spirituals, ethicals, political, and pluralism elements in the educations. And the last, the balanced tradition, nationalism, modern science, and civic ethics also we need to add on the syllabus, and also the adaptations to the life and activities of the students and teachers in Indonesia. So next slide, please. So as we compare based on these three countries or three types of educations and philosophies, Western liberal, Islamic, African, indigenous, and Pancasila, we can summarize that the educations have one aims is to make sure that the student can have the critical thinking, the student can be independent, and then they're put on ethics, they put on the social harmonies, and also the unity between each of the students and each of the citizens worldwide. Meaning that whether the student is in Western country, whether in Indonesia, Asian country, maybe in Islamic country, actually they want to put a good morals, ethics on the students and teachers as during the teaching and learning process. Okay, next. So when it comes to AI, the globalizations of AI in education, what we have, okay, next please. When the AI comes over in educations, what happens to the philosophies of education that we mentioned just now? We have the Islamic philosophies, we have the Western philosophies, we have the Pancasila and so on. What happens when the AI come over to the educations? So actually we need to bear in mind that the key applications of AI is to make sure that the AI function is not replacing the teachers, no. But the AI can help to personalize the learning. Okay, for example, that if you have one topic in class, the teacher teach you in one topic, maybe you want to personalize some of the topic, maybe you can't understand, so you can use the AI as a tools. And then at the same time, the AI also can be the automated grading for the teachers, and then can be tutoring system for the teachers. You can access the AI 24 hours per day, 7 days per week, 365 days per year. So this is the smart content that if you want to have an idea to generate maybe your module of teaching, maybe you want to add in what is the quizzes questions that you want, or maybe you want to do summarizing on the topic that you have teach in class. So actually the AI can help you. It's much better, and is much you can cut off the time, is much more easier to the teachers. Okay, next. What we have, okay, AI also give the benefits of AI in education. Of course, using the AI nowadays, teacher also they are not using the traditional methods of teaching and learning, but they are trying to adapt the AI, because the AI give the benefit to education. One is efficient. It's efficient, meaning that if you want to generate the point of one of the topic, they can generate automatically. Maybe you need to have 30 seconds. They can generate for you. Maybe if you want to know what is the Pancasila education in Indonesia, you just give a prompt to the AI, to the chat GPT, they will give all the information directly. It's very efficient. It's very accessibility. So meaning that everybody can access the system nowadays. It's not limited only to the teachers, but also the students, the parents, the government, everybody that involved in educations can access all the system that we have. The accessibility is more accessible nowadays. And then the engagement. Okay, there is a gamifications in AI that we can do an engagement. That's why I'm in my class, I'm having I don't want to have a difficulty just one-way communications. That's why some of the teacher, if you want to engage with the students, you need to use the technology, because all the students, they have handphone. So what the teacher needs to do is they need to use the tool of the handphones, do some games with the teachers and the students. So meaning there is a lot of gamifications nowadays. What we have nowadays, we have Kahoots. We can use all the questions from the Kahoots as a quiz. So whether the students, they are put on attentions or not during the class sessions, you can test them. Okay, now you can use your phone. Everybody, you can use your phone, and we have the quiz. Okay, now we use the Kahoot games. So it's more interesting actually. And last is the equity. The AI can bridge the learning gaps, because sometimes when the teachers, for example, the teachers is like the oldest age of teachers, 50 years old, maybe they're not alert with the new technology. They need to learn, because the equity, the AI can bridge the learning gaps. So nowadays you can learn any places. You can do your online class, you can do your online tutoring, and then you can do the test also as a online test. You can set the time, what is the durations, and then you can do the test. But it is an open book test is okay. Okay. Nowadays in university level also, we apply this kind of technologies to make sure that the educations can be more interesting. It's not like a traditional ways of educations. And the challenges, but at the same time, of course, the AI also will give the challenges to the teachers. Okay, one is on the data privacy. So is it the who owns the data? The student data. Is it safe? Because we can Google. If you Google your names, for example, that you Google the name of Maram. Even I Google your name, everything will come out. Your Facebook, maybe you have your LinkedIn, maybe you have your Instagram account, everything will come over. If you have your thesis, your PhD thesis, everybody can access everything.
Yes.
If you Google one name, everything will come out. So that is
Google it. I Google it. If I want to search about any information, I said,
yes,
I
you
Google.
can
Now
one.
we have verb of Google it directly.
Yes, you can direct get all the information. That is the challenges, but because sometimes when we Google, last week I did Google. I want to fly from Jakarta to KL. My ticket is they are reschedule my tickets. So when I Google, I want to know what is the name of the service center of the Garuda Airlines, for example. So you can Google, and then you can get all the information directly. But the challenges sometimes is the data is everything is a correct data, because sometimes the scammers also can put on the numbers. They put on, for example, like Garuda Airlines, there is the numbers, but that is not the original numbers. That is a scammers. That is what happens nowadays. How we know that the data is the legit data, is original data, is a good data. So we need to know the data also need to be verified as well. And then the bias in AI. When you type the name, they will only apply for the reflect maybe certain what we call certain VIP name. For example, like my name, maybe Muhammad Najib. There is a lot of names of Muhammad Najib, for example, but the VIP will come on the top because the other Muhammad Najib will be on the lowest searching engine. Okay, and then the teacher displacement fear. Okay, most of the teachers nowadays, do you have any fear the AI will replace you? Maybe later we don't need a teacher anymore because everything we can conduct via the AI. Maybe the robots can be the teachers. Why? Because maybe in future we don't have teachers anymore. If you want to go to school, you just register, you pay for the fees, and then the robots will conduct the class and give all the theory and information. They give you the tutorial, everything, and the conversations, Q&A also will did by the AI robot teachers. Do you have any fear on that, Maram? All the teachers in Indonesia?
Most of, especially traditional school or traditional education, they are afraid because they're having hybrid education or just moving to online or virtual Zoom. But now after AI, we have some of concern and the threat. How this technology or new revolution will replace the human. But
yeah.
They are working hard to pay humans in AI, not AI based on human.
Because Maram, if we can see that we have how many teachers in Indonesia? Maybe million teachers, number of teachers.
Yes.
The government, the Indonesian government need to pay for the salary. If they hire the AI, maybe the maintenance of the AI is much cheaper compared to the teachers.
Compared with them,
and then the AI will come over to the class on time. The AI comes to the class on time. They will do assessment on the top. They will do all the notes. Exactly.
For the government, they don't have much faxes. So if they want to employment, we will have more.
Yes, maybe because if we apply the AI teachers, all the teachers will be what we call the employment rate will be up.
Use a modeling teaching, but that we need also finance budget, finance policymaker. So we need a strategy to build it on. But
yes, that's why. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so whose value shape the algorithms? Because when we go through the AI, there is algorithms. If you want to Google something, there is an algorithm that will comes in. Which one is going to be the top? Which one is the most famous? Which one is the most what we call? It's not viral. It's top. It's not a top. It's number one. When you Google about something, the number one appear. What is the number one is based on the algorithms.
No, the algorithm of a trend also. They are.
I forget the name. What is the term that is the number one?
Viral. We say viral also.
It's not. Trend. Yeah, it's some sort of viral, but it's not significant. The viral is, for example, like it's more on the videos.
Content. Yeah,
yes, more content. But for the searching engine, it's not viral. It's like, what is the? It's not hype. I forget the terms. Later, if I can get the terms, I will mention again. Okay, next slide. So the value is based on the algorithm. Okay, next. I'm worried that the time is, how many time that we have, Madam?
Yeah.
Okay. And the cultural mismatch, because the AI is developed by the Western country. So the culture is not same. Because the Western country, they are free thinking. They can critical thinking, they can give opinions. But in Indonesia, in Malaysia, in Asian country, we have certain certain cultures that we need to we need to follow certain cultures that we have nowadays. That's why as a teachers nowadays, when you go through the AI, you need to you need to determine whether the knowledge that you want to absorb from the AI is switchable with the local content. If not, you just exclude. Don't put all the AI information to the students. Maybe some of the AI information is not relevant, is not appropriate if you share with the locals community or students. Okay, next. Okay, and then the ethics dilemma. This is very controversy because some of the students, when it comes to the AI, maybe they can go through the AI, they copy paste everything and put on the assignment. They put on the test, they put on the tutorial answer. No, AI is just a tool that we just help you to give idea. The AI is only to giving idea and informations, but you are as a human, you need to absorb all the idea or informations and make it as what we call is more easier for you to do the other tasks in your day life. It's just a tool, but you cannot take everything 100% from the AI and then you transform to the students and then you transform to all the communities without any ethics. That is the ethics. So you need to know which one is the right or wrong. Is it right? Is it wrong? You need to have this kind. If you put on everything is right on the AI and then you just copy paste and put on your lecture, on your class, it's not good because sometimes we need to cut all, whether the elements or maybe the point that given by the AI is not switchable for the sensitivity of the country, maybe you can remove. Okay? Okay, next. Okay, so the cultural identity dilemma, also some things that for example, like the trending now, last time there is the mermaid. From the photo, you can develop the mermaid photo, illustrations of mermaid. For example, like Luna Maya, they put on the video of mermaid, they put on their photo, Luna Maya photo, and then they can generate the mermaid video. But maybe certain country is not right because some of the girls or maybe some of the female students, they're wearing tudung, they're wearing hijab. So when you transform using the AI, the hijab will change to the hair. So it's not proper. So that's why you need to have the cultural identity to make sure that what you can share, what you cannot share. Because the AI, they cannot have a functions of to determine, okay, Islamic version, Western versions, Indonesian versions. No, they put on the Western versions, but you are the user that you need to determine whether is it okay or not to be shared in your countries based on the cultures that we have. Okay, next. What next? Okay, the relevant questions that I want to share with others, because the education should respond to local needs. Okay, the rest we have AI. You use your critical thinking. You need to know whether the local needs first in terms of environmental challenges. Number two, on the culturals. When you want to adopt the AI, you need to determine the cultural preservations. Number three, the moral formation. Is it this thing is good for the moral formations? And number four is global model may push irrevoluble skill and ideologies that we have in Malaysia. We have Pancasila. If you go to the AI, they don't mention about the Pancasila. They will mentions on the general educations. But in Indonesia, you use the Pancasila, but not mentions on the global models. So that's why you need to have these questions respond to the local needs. And then lastly, are we preparing the student for global labor market or local transformations? That's why all of you in here is a teacher. You ask yourself, is you as a teacher, what is going to be 20 years later? You as a teacher, what is the generations that you want to develop 20 years later? Because the 20 years later is grown by your teaching and learning process now. Okay, meaning that if you are a teacher on the primary school, you need to put on the good value, the adab that I mentioned just now, the 5 Pancasila principles. You need to put on the justice. You need to be on the good values. You need to be on all the elements that you want to have in Pancasila education on the students to make sure that they can go globally, and at the same time they can go through the transformations of the technology as well. Okay, next. So the inclusiveness beyond the access. So we just not about the internet that we have, but it's not only on the gender that we have nowadays, but it's more on the epistemic inclusiveness. This is the knowledge that we have, that everybody can have a good knowledge, the same knowledge, and then that everybody need to have the representation of the identities, whether you are from Medan with the Batak cultural life, maybe you are from Javanese with the Java lifestyle, maybe you're from Bali from the Hindunese lifestyle, but you are more on the cultural inclusiveness. You are the one, you are unity as Indonesian. And number three is the spiritual inclusiveness, because in Indonesia we are staying with the different kind of religion. Some of them there is Islam, there is a Buddha, there is a Hindu, there is a Christian, but you need to stay together and you need to stick together to be one unity as Indonesia. Okay, next. Okay, so how to create the balancing in education? Okay, next. So we have the philosophies of education, so we have the AI. So how to balance all those things? So we must neither reject global technology, we cannot reject the global technology, but no blinding adopt them. So we can use the global technology, but we need to do some kind of adjustment with the local, with the religion that we have in Indonesia. So the teacher must act as a cultural mediator, because what we have in technologies nowadays, the teachers must be the mediator to make sure that all the informations, all the contents will be localized, to make sure that the value that we want to adapt to the students can be generate day by day. Okay, next. We have few left of slides. Okay, next. So the principle of integrations, we have the conceptual design, the cultural adaptations, the ethical alignment, and the pedagogical freedom. So the teachers, they need to have a context of design using the AI tools, but at the same time, they need to have adaptations on the local language, on the value of the Indonesian value, and also they need to use the AI platform as well, and the ethics. They need to know the harmonies of the community in Indonesia, and also the pedagogical freedoms by using the AI can use, for example, like storytellings, maybe from the story of the religion wisdom for each of the religion that we have in Indonesia. Okay, next, what we have. Okay, so the education is as a bridge. So to make sure that the student can be globalized, the teachers need to teach them and make sure that the educations can be a bridge for the student to the local and globals. Don't forget the traditionals and also the modern value that we have nowadays. So that's why whether you are staying in Western country, Islamic country, Asian country, you need to be as a unique in the education system and make sure that you have a human's value of learning. So don't forget about the value as a humans. Okay, next. Okay, so education as a bridge also, there is a 4 pillar of education. Okay, this is based on the International Commissions of Education for the 21st Century Advocates. They're saying that there is a 4 pillar of education that we need to add in during the pedagogy and the teaching and learning process is learning to be, learning to know, learning to do, and learning to live together. So if you can add up all these 4 pillars of education in the teaching and learning process using the Pancasila elements, so this is very good and excellent teachers can be developed in Indonesian schools. Okay, next, what we have. Okay, for example, the case scenario for Islamic platform of AI, actually the teachers can Google. If you want to teach something that related to the Islamic AI, you can use the Islamic AI chatbot. So the AI chatbots, they will have the two-way communications with the administrative using all the elements of Islamic. Okay, if you want to go through the African mobile apps, they have the African Indigenous Education. They have the storytellings, the song, the elements they want to share with the young generation. They have the apps or the mobile apps on the African mobile apps for the educations. And then for Pancasila also nowadays, most of the teachers also they use AI to teach the Pancasila based on civic educations in Indonesia to make sure that the AI can be adapted and the technologies on the two ways communication between the teachers and students can be more exciting. Okay, next. Okay, so as conclusions, the education is both a mirror and a map. It reflects who are we and guides where we go. That's why I'm saying that all here is a teachers. We need to determine what is our vision, what is our missions 20 years later, what we want to develop our students, because the students, the teachers nowadays will develop a good young generations for better futures. So if we want to inclusive, the ethical, the culturally grounded education, we must shape the technologies, not just use them. So that's why the teachers must use the AI, the technology to make sure that the classroom is more exciting. The classroom is more enjoyable to make sure that teaching and learning process can be done smoothly in the school. Okay, so that's why this is not a trade-off, it's a creative balance of the just and diverse education future. So I hope that the teachers that we have today can use the technologies, can use the value of Indonesians value and also the religion that we have to make sure that we can have a better generations. Our young generations can be a better tomorrow for Indonesians. Okay, that's all. Thank you so much for your time. I give back to our moderator. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ibu Siti Hafsa dari Malaysia. It was a talk, and it's very knowledgeable, and that is exciting to hear from you more now after moving to the distinguished third speaker, because we will have also discussion with you, with the, not just me, with the participants and president, but after the third speaker. Thank you so much.
So meaning that I need to stay? I cannot leave the
Yes,
sessions?
yes, if you don't mind, or
Because
if you,
I have something to do. Is it
okay.
okay if I want to leave
Yeah,
the
okay.
session?
So now we will see the yeah. So yeah. So Prof, now we will open the discussion. Just maybe the president and
Yes, maybe
will
a
have
short Q&A
just
is okay.
maybe 3-4 questions. Just we don't bother
Yes.
you. Thank you.
Yes, because I have something else to do.
Yeah. Okay. No problem.
Yes,
Thank you
please.
so
Is
much.
there any questions?
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, please raise your hands and prepare your question, because Prof. Siti, she has something and another agenda after that. So please prepare your question and raise your hands now. If you have any question, please. Farid, yeah, Mas Farid, silahkan.
Okay, thank you, Maram, and thank you for Dr. Hafsah. Nice to meet you. Let's introduce ourselves. Hello, my name is Barik Maulana. I'm a teacher at Junior High School Islamic State or Madrasah Alawiyah Negeri 1 Gunung Kidul, Jogja. Yeah, okay. To Dr. Hafsah, I have one question to now for your answer. In the context of Islamic education, how can madrasah ensure that the use of AI not only enhances learning effectiveness, but also align with Islamic moral and ethical value in the context of Indonesia, in difference of Malaysia, Doctor? Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, based on the slide, I want to refer again. There is a AI that you can use specifically for the Islamic religions. So the teachers can go through the Islam Master. So you can Google Islam Master. So there is a AI, there is a chat box. They give all the information related to the Islamic religion. So if you have a teacher in the madrasah school, sekolah pesantren, you can use these apps. So it's very easy. So you can use, whether you want to ask how to do a mandi wajib, maybe how to do the salat, so the AI will generate all the answer. Because if you go through to the chat GPT, the answer is not really accurate. So you need to rely on the other apps. For example, the Islam Master. So you can Google the Islam Master. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Doctor. And one question again. But in
Okay.
Malaysia, how to Islamic education and AI to implement it with AI? Thank you.
Okay, so in Malaysia, actually, our normal educations, for example, like my kids, when they have their primary school, in the morning sessions, they will go to the normal formal primary school, the government school. But in the evening, they will have what we call as a sekolah agama in evening. So they will learn how to write Jawi, they learn on fiqh, on sirah, on how to read the Quran, everything on the evening sessions. But different school, different uniform. So in Malaysia, during the daytime, in the morning, the uniform is baju kurung, at the top is white color, at the bottom is the blue color. But for the sekolah agama, for the Islamic school, at the top is white color, at the bottom is the green color. Different school, different module. The evening class is only for the Islamic religion class. So they will teach everything about Islam. So the teachers there, they will use AI, something that what I mentioned to you. They can use the chat GPT, maybe is not realistic, the answer. Maybe you can use other type of AI, for example, like Islamic Master.
Thank you. Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, welcome.
Any other question? Participants and all the staff. If there is any question, please raise hand.
There is no other questions?
Miss Zulkarnain, can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
Yes, the rapid growth of technology, especially AI, brings many benefits to education, and can make administrative tasks faster and support more personalized learning. However, an important question arises: could the use of AI make students less trained in critical and independent thinking, and does relying on AI reducing students' ability to think critically and learn independently? Thank you.
Okay, so meaning that you want to say that whether when use AI, the student can be more critical thinking. So you need to know which type of AI that you are referring of, because we have a lot of AI nowadays. If you want to do your thesis, you have a lot of AI. If you want to find the journal, you can use AI. If you want to do the writing, you also can use AI. But what I mentioned before, AI is only a tool. Not everything that implemented by the AI is 100% correct. So you as a human, you need to read again. So as a student, you need to do your homework. You need to read again the AI, and then to determine whether the AI, all the information that given by the AI is suitable with what you are looking for. Because the AI just give the informations. You are the one that will justify, determine which one of the informations that will be used. That is the element of critical thinking, because you need to use your mind. You need to use your brain to think again. Which one is the correct, right, and correct? Correct and incorrect answer. Okay? Okay, that's all?
Okay, thank you, Mrs.
Okay.
Yeah. Any participants, if you want to have any question before we give place the hand and introduce the certificate for the doctor, Prof. from Malaysia. Yeah. Terima kasih participants for patient. Now we will give us a time for give the certificate for Prof. Dr. Siti Hafsa from Malaysia. Thank you so much for having with us today and your time. Distinguished information, it's very knowledgeable, and especially when we are talking about sensitivity of using AI for cultural identity, preserving our culture, since we were in the same society in Indonesia is a multicultural country in the universe. Yeah, okay. So now the community will introduce the certificate for you.
Can committee screenshot for me? Can committee screenshot for me?
Yes, can.
Okay, then send to my WhatsApp.
International Conference, Social Science and Education 2025, organized by postgraduate students, postgraduates of Civic Education Department, Universitas Sebelas Maret, Surakarta, September 18th, 2025, by the conference chair of Prof. Dr. Trianto MHM.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having us. Now we will move to the third speaker. Also, it's a distinguished speaker from ONS. And yeah, okay. Where's the distinguished speaker from ONS, Ibu Dr. Dewi Gugwanto, MHM. She's Associate Professor from Department of Pancasila and Civic Education, Faculty of Training and Teacher of Education, Universitas Sebelas Maret, Surakarta, Indonesia. We will talk about ethics of AI in civic education in ecosystem environment. So we will have now to hear from Ibu Dr. Dewi about environment and ecosystem citizenship and the revolution of algorithm, how we can save the privacy of data of the student or institution education. Thank you, Dr. Ibu Dewi, for your time. Before we are very happy to excited and to hear from you and having you today. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Madam. Hello, good morning to everybody, speaker and participant who follow in the ICC International Conference on Social Science and Education. Thank you very much for my session. I will share my information related one of the attractive tema who consists to my matter that's like the environment. Okay, madam, you can look my PowerPoint. Hello, madam, you can look my PowerPoint.
Yes, yes, it's clear. Yeah,
Yes,
and it's full screen. Thank you so much.
you can hear my voice.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much for my session. That suitable title in here. I focus to the ethical AI in civic education, privacy and bias mitigation, sustainable environment citizenship. You know that from my title in here is has many influence to many aspects, not only related with the environment, education, and one of the discuss come from Dr. Indonesia Tombo related the protection data. That is my overview. My overview in here come from the AI. AI is one of the branch of the big data. You know that in the new era, AI have the new change, not only negative change, and the second is positive change. Come from the negative change in here, there are many problem. We will discuss together many problem about the AI implemented not only in civic education and another aspect, economic, political, and sustainable development aspect. The new chain of the AI is support with the civic literacy. So that is the domain of the digital civic education. Who come from that here, there are many benefit, not only related how to foster the student participation to create the responsibility and global citizenship. You know that come from the negative aspect in here, not only we discuss together about the bias, social gap or bias algorithmic is one of the condition who make the similar come from the data collected and when the data shared to the many application. So that many case we must need the student data protection. Student data protection in here is related with the data privacy for the student, for the user can choose have the safety data privacy. That is relevant with the strategy mitigation. Strategy mitigation here is to aim to justice, inclusive, democracy, vulnerability, harmonizing value. Uh, come from my overview. We added that in Indonesia there are many new application come from the slide in here from the picture. There is one of the business to consumer and business to the business. There is many application who represented that it not only like the Topica, a campus, and maybe Cakap and another. Not only from economic aspect in Indonesia in aspect education, there are many a link or platform like Rumah Pendidikan, Ruang Guru, Zenius, Kanmigo. You know that come from many link that here describe that technology has no come to the dominate the learning process. Come from the message in here, overview that the rise is in the use of the digital devices is accompanied by an increase in distraction. You know that there are many problems who can be attempt in many education aspect, not only in the school, in the room club, like in less than half of the lesson, in about half of the lesson and another. So come from that many problem in here, we must create the school size, and the role of the teachers play a crucial role. And that here, there are many negative aspects. We say that the risk on the issue, not only related with the superficial use, technocentrism, a digital gap, privacy and data ethics, and the weakening role of the teacher. You know, come from the five elements that happen in the learning process and can impact to many aspects in the life. The first problem who we can discuss together related with the algorithmic bias in educational content. You know that algorithmic bias in one of the problem who share in many ways. So EdTech platform can do patronate in qualities, particularly effective student from underprivileged region with limited access. There are the illustration. We know that there are many applications, but application who share in media has many problems. However, a student from areas with limited internet access or maybe opportunities compared with the major cities. The report come from the World Bank in 2022 said that digital divide in Indonesia average 64% of urban students has regular access to digital learning platform. So compared to only 16% of rural students come from that case, come from the World Bank in here, we can conclude if there are high the case about the algorithmic bias in educational content. You know that come from the global case too, there are many problems, not only previously with the display gender bias, or maybe come from the differentiate about the gender like men and women. And the second, the challenge, there's like the AI integration, like ethical consideration. You know that it is very rapid integration into educational system has not adequately addressed ethical dimension of technology use. You know that not only come from the most of the school, in the university, in the school, use the ChatGPT or other AI application is linked tool, but for the instance, students may use AI to write their essay thesis or another. Come from the UNESCO, report UNESCO 2023 said that related 80% of educational institutions in the Asia Pacific have adapted for AI learning. Not only that, related 65% of our high school and university use the AI for assignment. Come from that here. It's related with the one of the mostly problem Indonesia on the global state related with the student data protection and privacy. Why? The student data protection and privacy is very essential to discuss together, and that relate with the life, because you know that vulnerable and it's relate with the human right in democratic right, and there are many risks about that. Come from the illustration here, I share that one of the case who come from the center of the education data. The name is Dapodik, and the result of the data Indonesia, the name is Budatin. This come from the Ministry of Education Indonesia, who have the experience related with the leaking of the data. The leaking of data in here so that there are many insensitive data and the personal data who can share to not a like there are consist not only the national ID numbers, address, even achieve, and many personal data in here who link it can make many problem. You know that come from the more than 130 million student and teacher record you know that that here can make must be has the guarantee for the data protection not only for the student, democratic right, the lecture and the school. How Indonesia, we know that one of the regulation who established Indonesia, the name is the Act Personal Data Protection, the Act number 27 in 2022, that the name is Undang-Undang PDP, Perlindungan Data Personal. That acts consists many substances, not only related with who is related with the what is the type of the data. There are many sanctions or many regulate about process data, monitor and another. You know that in the implementation of the personal data in here, there are many cases. I say that here needs in implementation of the act. The first is the lack of digital legal literacy among educators and school administration. The first problem in here is related with the administration. You know that we ever saw in many administration document in the school, there are many cases about that. So if we don't can to mitigate the problem that make many consequences. And the second related with the absence of standardized operational procedure for AI-based educational data. You know that until now, the government still to produce like the SOP, standard operational procedure for ARPs. And the standard operational procedure for ARPs in here is one of the guidance to related with the implementation AI in education sector. So if we have the SOP, SOP can to be one of the guarantee for the student for the lecture to implement AI-based safety. And the third, it is related with the weak oversight of online learning application that collect student data. And the weak oversight of learning application like that is one of the problem, and we must mitigate that with we can share to the student with many knowledge about the application. And come from the ethical perspective, UNESCO principle has emphasis transparency. Come from that study in here, the aims to overview not only related with the protected data, and the second give the knowledge and skill to the audience and here to know what is the regulation of the data privacy or how the government implemented that regulation to support that. You know that there are the two type of the mitigation who can we say. The first is come from the law and the second come from the ethic. Dr. Sitompul said that one of the tools is legal approach. A legal approach in here is related with the how to integrating the principle come from the GDPR to the personal data protection. You know, come from the UNESCO said that there are many pillars about the implemented the human right about the data. UNESCO have the three dimension. The first is for the student, for the teacher, or and all the school in here. There are the three pillar. The first is being online. You know that somebody must understand how to protect it, the privacy safely. Why? Because the privacy safely in here is influenced with the mental health, and so it support to the digital prosperous. And the second related with the well-being online. Well-being online is one of the way how to create the ethic awareness, empathy, and maybe the good interaction. You know that well-being online can to be read if come from the three aspect: ethical awareness, empathy, and interaction. Health interaction can we do that? And the third is right online. Right online in here is how to somebody can to understand about the digital right. You know that free to expression that relate with the data protection. So everybody must active engaged in the digital democracy. So not in here from UNESCO and UNICEF add many elements who focus to the adolescent and for the children and the adolescent. Come from the ethical approach in here, there are many like the social norm who can must obey not only with promoting informed consent in every collection of student data. You know that informed consent is one of the mutual aspect come from the two maybe student in the lecture in the classroom who must understand what is the right and what is the role related but AI implemented. And the second must to promoting algorithmic transparency. Why? Because algorithmic transparency in here is one way to implement it AI. You know that there are many algorithm, the type of the bias algorithmic not only related with the substantial, but it is about that. And so the personal data practice must be understood not only legal compliant, but moral responsibility for educators, technology developer. And the third, maybe the third problem in here, we focus to the civic ecology remain marginalized. You know that civic ecology, one of the concept related the interaction about the man and the environment to be harmonized status. Come from the perspective of civic ecology in here, crucial to sustainable environment because that's one of the subsection who support with the civic education curriculum. Come from the illustration in here, we know that there are many problems. So come from the PISA in 2018, OECD said that Indonesian law, global literacy in environmental issues. So only 43 Indonesian students felt responsible for the climate problem. Compare for the OECD average 60%. You know that not only that in local case in Jakarta in many city in Indonesia is do that. From that a picture in that here, I share that is a main problem in our unsustainable world. Who impact to the global challenge, not only urbanization, food security, climate change, energy, demography, water, biodiversity, and poverty. You know the goal to global challenges in here. Everybody must understand what is the complex problem in many sector in the brand of the global change, not only one aspect. Come from the basic here, I share to you related with the ethic AI ethic in citizen ecology. We can discuss come from many expert who focus to the sustainable education, like the Hans Jonas, technology ethic, adoption, citizenship ecology, and Narayanan, all of them show to the right to the privacy. You know that come from the many expert in here is always share to integration in civic education, how to the aim to fair, inclusive, ethical, environment-based learning. There is the theoretical framework for the ethical AI in civic education. From that many concept, not only ethic in technology theory, ecological citizenship in theory, algorithmic fairness, and from the algorithmic fairness theory in here, we someone can understand not only how extended with the AI system, but influence of the system can make many problem, not only discrimination and another. After that, that is my recommendation. Without the AI integration, without ethical consideration, it is one of the most problem in the global city. If AI integration without ethical consideration, not only related with the developed ethical guideline that added to the curriculum, and here we must establish clear framework for the use AI in school, university. We can based on come from the UNESCO and UNICEF principle who regulate about the ethic framework to ensure responsible development. And the second, and here related with the audience, the object is to teacher and student training. You know, there are many object like the activity who can support with the AI. And the second, we will create the AI literacy program. AI literacy program in here can to create educational initiative come from the society, or maybe collaborate society and the student and the teacher how to create the empowerment, not only empowering user to understand and mitigate potential risk. That is the challenge and the solution. You know that come from the marginalized education, ecological citizenship perspective in here. There are many issues in the civic education. So there are must three steps we can do together. The first is how to integrate climate and sustainability. You know that climate is one of the most popular the problem in the global state. So understanding about the climate and how to relate with the sustainability is one of the way to efficient and effective related how to reach the awareness to the student in the lecture. So we must embed climate change, sustainability, and ecological responsibility to speak at the curriculum. And the second, we must promote project-based learning education, not only with the hand on project like reforestation, waste management, and local climate action. Why? Many activity in here can to support with a collaboration come from the mini school and with the corporation and government. So we align with SDGs. You know that SDGs is one of the global program who must implemented in many states in the world. So connected with education with sustainable global goal to highlight the citizen to be ecological responsibility. You can choose maybe SDGs number 4 related with the water and sanitation, and maybe you can another SDGs program. It is navigating algorithmic bias and data privacy. You know that how to addressing algorithm bias. There is many steps, not only mandate auditing and transparency at algorithm to ensure fairness. You know that one of the way that relate with the monitoring related many problem who address in algorithmic bias by auditing and transparency well, so and support and can to eliminate many problem related the bias. And the second, with the develop inclusive digital infrastructure and encourage open source AI tool. So encourage open source AI tool can if we will fairness can to support that. And the second, in ensuring data and privacy protection, not only enforce strong data and protect in here, we can align to the global standard, implemented secure data encryption and student data right. And there is AI ethic guideline in civic education come from the table in here. We divided on the three aspects. The first is come from the moral responsibility. There are many values who can be implemented and we can to not only transparency, fairness and inclusion, privacy protection, ecology-based curriculum, and ethical oversight. And the And the second, that how to implement the responsibility with the AI. AI is, you know that AI is only facilitating. AI or AI is not the major tool that only tool who help me or help us related with many tests. So explain AI functionality and potential risk to the users is one of the urgency for the audience. You know that integration of ecological issues into AI learning platform. There are the 5 domain. Not only how we can implement it in learning context. Why to create the AI-based environmental simulation? We can create like the model of the flowers, fire, and pollution. You know, the three of the issue in here is the major issue. So I think it's familiar with the audience. And the second, if we want to attractive, we can adapt with the AA educational game. And in that here, student can make many decisions as this is happen. We can like debate or maybe presentation case or analysis to the case, and we must harmonizing with the social context. And the third related with the environmental data analysis. Environmental data analysis in here is one of the way to student who want to learn and interpret the data emission, like the weather or local water quality. So from many substances in here is can to be taught on the student. And the second is personalized learning, collaboration, participation, integration with AI education, and ethic and logical justice. There is the digital literacy, ethics, citizenship, ecology, how to empowering students to be they digitally savvy, not here, not only how to strengthening ecology-based digital literacy, how to integration with civic education, how to digital ethic and environmental participation, and related with the practicing digital citizenship. And the conclusion in here is, you know, there are many cases about the ecology citizenship implemented. You know that not only come from there are many problems come from the bias, the data, and the second related with the data protection. So the conclusion here is we must how to make the balance between technological innovation and the protection of individual right is essential. And the second, you know that citizenship must understand related three-dimension pillar come from UNESCO, and why the pillar come from UNESCO can do the implemented not only how to being online, and the second is how to well being online and the right online come from the three aspect that here we can reach the aim of the sustainable development learning. And the recommendation in here, synergy of the law, ethic, and educational practice is needed to ensure the safe and beneficial use in the deep learning. Okay, I think thank you very much for my session for me to share the material related one of the
Thank
branch
you,
of
Dr.
the
Dewi,
AI
for
and
fabulous
sustainable.
PPT. It was amazing to know about the algorithm it works on and data privacy, especially for education institution, for students' privacy in small, maybe education, schools, universities. So we would like to talk about that furthermore with our participants. If you have any question about algorithmic educational, civic education, human rights, database, how we can having also the preserving of data privacy, especially when you have something project or research project, you have something to do with your projects with the students in the classroom or in your institution. So if you have any ideas, concern, question, the time is yours, participants. We will open for discussion now with Dr. Dewi to talk furthermore about environment citizenship, especially when we have data algorithmic to have sustainable world, sustainable future, especially now in this case. So please raise your hand and let's talk with the Dr. Dewi Kukwanto from ONS. Dr. Dewi, for me, I have a question for you. What's your advice for postgraduate student and early research career in this topic, talking about environment citizenship and talking about algorithmic sustainability? So my question is, what's your advice for us as early research career in this field? Thank you. Permisi Ibu Doktor, my question is, what is your advice for us as early research career for postgraduate student now in FKIP?
Okay.
And also there is one question in that box.
Okay. That is one question for me, come from the Imam Nasoka. What ethical guidelines should be prioritized when implementing AI in Indonesia school to ensure that technology support democratic or civic value rather than undermine them? Okay, thank you very much from Imam Nasoka. We know that why ethical guidelines should be prioritized in when implementing AI Indonesian school. You know that I saw in my I was there are many problems about the implemented of the AI, not only in economic, not only in politics, not only in education. In education, there are many problems about that. Not only the first related with the leakage of the data, and the second related with the privacy data. And so you know that if implemented AI must be obeyed to the regulation, because come from the regulation here is one of the tool who can who can uh, who can like that one of the tool can to audit, you know, that monitoring many problem who can implement it with the AI. You know that we just understand, and we must turn to the one of the SOP. You know that one of the case in Indonesia, there are no SOP, standard operational procedure, related with the implemented AI and learning process in education. So if government will establish the SOP, the SOP can to be the regulation, can do be the guidance for the all of the school, not teacher and student to implement that AI. You know that why must be ethical guideline because if we want to reach many element, not only fairness, not only responsibility with the data who is used, and the goal is to be justice. So many value from the three value who I said that can to be read if with implemented by ethic and the regulation. That is my answer to Imam Nasoka, and maybe anything question, but Maram Tahir said to you related with the career. With related with your career in civic education, you know that civic education postgraduate has share many material, not only related give knowledge related with the civic education perspective, and then that is with the skill of civic education come from the knowledge and the skill of civic education here, you can implement it in many action. You know, in my material related with the ecology citizenship is one of the way to the student to know what is what is the case related in the global state, and the second come from the many case in the global state we can understand. So we can create many mitigation and adaptation related how to solve that problem related with the global issue.
Also, we have a great question from MC Destiny. Destiny, persilahkan.
Okay, Destiny or Rexy have a question for me.
All right, so thank you for your presentation, Mrs. Dewi Gunawati, Master of Humanity. It's such an interesting topic, actually. But first, let me tell you about my research, because my research focus is about cyberbullying, and I found a result that the correlation between knowledge of digital ethics and digital law to attitude of anti-cyberbullying is around 1%. So my question is it environment or ecological issues can influence the attitude of cyberbullying or not? Because there is a theory like attitude can influence by by society, by family or others. So that's all. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much for your question, Destiny. I think that is a good question to me. In here, we can to describe one of the global issues related with the abuse. You said that cyberbullying. Yeah, cyberbullying is one of the problem who extend in many schools, not only in Indonesia but the developing country. I think is there is many existence about that case. You know that my answer based on come from the UNESCO. You know that in education there are the name initial the name is digital civic DCE digital civic. You know the digital civic in here is one of the tool, one of the like the knowledge to the audience on the citizen must understand from the three dimension. You know that why the cyberbullying is extend. You know because there are many factors, not only come from the culture or based on come from the school, and there are many ability uh, who get permit to create in the school. You know that we must understand about the three dimension come from the UNESCO. The first is the being online. The being online in here is one of the capability to the citizen must understand how to know what is the act is what is your activity is get the benefit in the positive benefit or in the negative benefit for the your friend or your audience else. So how to mitigation related with the cyberbullying? The first strategy or the most popular strategy, we must can to create the good culture in the school. I say that here is school well-being. School well-being is one of the good strategy, and that is the guidance for the student, a teacher and all the school element must have the awareness of the ethic. You know, there's if almost the not only student, teacher must obey with the regulation, come from the empathy, come from the health interaction, we can reach the social well-being. So if we can social well-being in the school, so we can read that is the prosperous in many not only student, lecture and else. And the third, you must understand what is the right online. You know that cyberbullying, that's one of the activity who use in the online system. So citizen must understand what is the right and apply with the right online. How to understand about the digital right, how to understand about the expression freedom and how to protect the data and how to active engage in digital democracy. And you said to me, your question is what is the connected about the cyberbullying and civic education, ecology citizenship. Okay, you know that ecology citizenship is one of the knowledge in here. If we study ecological citizenship share many substances, not only what why we must interaction with the environment, because the environment get support for the us relating with the good life. The interaction or social interaction in here, not only social interaction, biotic and abiotic interaction can to support with the life. So I think when we understand about not only the concept of ecological citizenship, the principle of ecological citizenship, and we can implement it in the three areas. The first is knowledge, the second is skill, and the third is participation. So can to create the empathy and ethical awareness for the citizenship. And I think that is one way to mitigate the cyberbullying. Okay, Destiny, I think my answer to your question.
Okay, thank you. I want to say that our environment can influence the attitude because the component inside are connected to our life, right? Okay, thank you very much, Ibu Dr. Dewi Gunawati.
Yes, thank you very much.
Any more question, guys?
Question?
Participants, yeah, any more question, please? If you have any question, put it in chat box or directly raise your hand.
Okay, Rexy.
Yeah, Rizky. Yeah, Mas Rizky,
Okay.
persilahkan.
Thank you, Madam Maram and Ibu Dewi Gunawati. Thank you, Ibu Dewi, for delivering your presentation. It was very insightful because when we discuss about AI can relate to many aspects in our life. As a teacher in senior high school, I often found that the challenges in my class, many students still struggle to understand the importance of data privacy and recognizing bias, especially in relation to environmental and social issue. They tend to use digital tools without questioning and ethical consequences. So my question is, how can the integration of ethical artificial intelligence in civic education can help students truly understand about the importance of data privacy and bias mitigation in fostering sustainable environment citizenship, especially to preparing themselves to become responsible member of the digital society? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for your question, by Rexy. I think that is a difficult question, but I maybe I can answer. Yeah, you know that there are many problem about the algorithm bias implemented in school. You know that if we say about the algorithmic bias or bias algorithmic, we must understand there is the condition who doesn't synchronize come from the original data and data spread. So come from that condition make many problem. The name is bias algorithmic. You know that if we say about the bias, we can show there are the type of the bias source. The first maybe like the bias data. The bias data in here, I think there are many cases about that. We related with the how the AI recruitment system. AI recruitment system in here is follow come from the historical domination. You know, in the society, maybe there are the population, not only the man and the woman, but in the decision, only the man population who share like that come from that condition make the bias algorithmic. And what is the impact? The impact is related with the many aspects, not only discrimination or gender discrimination, and maybe the social gap. You know, I think that problem is similar with in your class. Yeah, maybe there are many problem about that. So make me problem. What is the solution? The solution is you must scan to use the data set. Data set here must be proportional, come from the gender, audit with the data, not yet to use it here. And the second, you know, we can say about the bias design algorithmic on or maybe bias interpretation come from your question that here why in a classroom there are many bias interpretation because that nearest with the many problem about perception come from the audience is different. The protection come from the teacher is different with the student can from that make the bias algorithmic. And that is many type of the bias. So what is the way? I think that is how to the strategy to delete or decreasing the algorithmic bias in the school. The first is a step you must scan to choose. The name is the diversification data. You know that I will share you the diversification data. Diversification data in here that must proportional that the mean and the woman in the class, and you must scan to uh, again to get appreciate by balance. And the second, we must can to audit algorithmic one way to citizenship. We can to independent evaluate come from the data to be routine. That is similar with the monitoring data come from the monitoring data in here. It's can to support related with the monitoring data. And the third maybe we must can share the transparency. The transparency data in here is one of the value who must obey to the citizen that here to student and the teacher on the lecture. And you know that ethic and regulation is one of the thing who must obey because in the school if there are ethic and regulation, so and we can adapt to like the SOP. So from the many element in the school can to implement that. I think that is my answer to Rex equation.
Thank you, Ibu. I can underline, Ibu, by combining civic education with digital ethics, we can prepare students not only to be informed user of technology, but also responsible to contributor to a more just, inclusive, and sustainable society. Thank you, Ibu.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you, Master Ski, for your question. Please, guys, register your attendance link in the chat box. Yeah, the time is still available if you have any question to discuss more with Ibu Dr. Dewi. Especially when we talk about ecosystem and data privacy, is very sensitive to works on, and now we have revolution of technology transformative from virtual to hyperspace, so or from hyperspace to digital space. So it's very important to talk about that, and working on research project, applying with the small, especially when we have environment responsibility. One of the ONS is as a green campus. We know it's as a green campus. It's very good to have project inside our campus to talk about environment citizenship and for sustainable education.
Excuse me, Maram Tahir gave me a question. You conclusion about my presentation.
Yeah. Okay. No question. Yeah, my question just how we can working on as postgraduate students. This is my question. As postgraduate student, master and PhD now, how we can work in this field? How we can? This is your what is your advice for us? If you want to talk about environment citizenship, it's general, focusing on in algorithmic data or privacy, or focus in environment. Just I would like to hear from you your advice.
Okay, I think your question is good for me, but it's difficult to me to answer that. But you know that, the urgency question in here related how to integrate it AI in AI in how to integrate it AI with the environment aspect. I share revolutionary. I share that environment aspect is related, not only related with many aspect, economic, social, culture. Citizen who understand related with the many element of that. How the connected environment with the social, how environment with the economic, political. I think there's a one way to the citizen to increasing the knowledge about the connected environment and the AI. Why algorithm bias can attempt, because there are many factors, not only come from the perception about the data collected, and after that, that the result of the data set is not synchronized. So maybe we must focus to the problem on the issues come from we understand or we can to identification, but then the problem we can show what is the right of the data, and why understanding about the problem is the urgency, because is influence to many life, not only perspective, come from the perspective can to influence onto the impact with the life for the citizen.
Yeah.
That is my answer, madam.
Yeah, thank you very much for this information. So do you mean we will move on from critical thinking, privacy and AI ethics and morality? Then we moved on to design thinking after collecting data and designing the structure, moving to analytical and data analysis, then validation of validation structure. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, I think what is your said in here is the concept, the domain related with the understanding of the AI. Why AI can to support on increasing the critical ability to the student uh, when we can uh, when we can position the AI not to the major, but AI only supporting data. So the keyword in here is from the user.
Using AI, we mean using modeling. We have AI model, we have AI tool, AI platforms. Which one of that for students? Maybe they will use AI tool. They are not able to protect model of AI. But for higher education, like universities, postdocs, institute of research, they are working in AI model. For
Yes.
schools, they are working in AI, improving AI tools.
Okay, the modeling of the AI, I think based on come from the of the aspect of the material. Like me, I focused in the environment or ecological citizenship material. So my focus to the implemented of AI modeling in here, not only I create one of the understanding about ecological citizenship in domain knowledge, and after that I implemented come from skill and the practices in many activity. You know that many action activity in here I can choose come from the many problem related with the maybe the lack of the low awareness with related with the environment management, or maybe there are many cases about the global disaster in the world. So
Especially pollution of AI
yes,
now is
so
going up very rapidly. Yeah.
yes, very rapidly. So, if we can to create the modeling in here, the modeling can to be the pilot project for the citizen, maybe school or maybe many institution who want to know about that.
Yes, and we have to be careful. Be careful because they have a black side and positive side. We have to be very careful about that. We're using for like social media. We have a black side of social media and we have a positive side of social media. The same now
Yes,
with AI revolution. We have black
yes,
side and positive side.
okay, I agree with your statement. By using the media, we can get many benefit. The insight in here is the positive benefit. Media is support not only with the report about many action in the ecological citizenship. Like I joined in one of the environment community who share many activity related how to manage the best activity
Their
to manage
activities in social
the
media.
environment. Yes.
Now they're using for environment concept, they use social media for also for ecosystem, but
Yes.
content and maybe algorithmic of content now social media, they are working on the direction. So they wanted to do something of a trend viral. They are working on that, but it's very future direction. We need to focus on how we make a direction for this data for sensitivity of our culture, also sensitivity or value of media, value of education, to be in the right way. Don't wasting everything because of without knowledge. So it's very bad for that.
Yes. You know that if we say about the data, there are the two types of the data. And the first is sensitive data, and the second is the personal data. Come from the two types of the data must be safety with usage. Why? Because abuse of the data protection can manage many problems. If I say that if we related with the political system, come from the leakage of data, come from the unfair to use the data to be the personal data, I think that is confuse many problems. So, and here understanding about the data protection must one of the urgent understanding from the citizenship.
Yes, that's absolutely right. When talking about data protection related in government and related in policymaker. So because all of us, we are now user for the data, collecting data or protecting blah, blah, blah. For protection, we need government system, more policymaker for that, not just expertise and experts, AI expert. Maybe later we will have AI expert in every institution, education institution. They will have AI expert for protection data. Yes.
Yes, I agree. AI is support to the protection data, so we must advise wise to implement it or to use the data by I think use the data must familiar with the need, the need user. I think like that, and how to
the same phenomena of now we cannot live without phone. We cannot live without using our laptop or opening just social media for 1 minute. The same later we will have like that for AI tools or AI model. Nobody we are without using or backing to the message. No, later they will have avatar AI also. That avatar AI like a chat box, educational chat, but in avatar, small avatar talking with you and speaking to improve education, languages, learn anything do you want, you can learn with the avatar AI.
Yes, I agree with your statement.
Yeah, that maybe is also it's new things, but this is phenomena of word now. But we can focus also of sustainability of our values, educational value, cultural value, identity value, and then data will go data and algorithm also they will go with the direction of a human, not direction of robot. Okay, robot just using it for our daily routine duties, for our facility to facilitate our life. Just this is the role of AI. This is my opinion. Okay, the role of AI facilitate and help us in our life, not to control me. I control him as a human. Human control the robot, not robot control the human.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Ibu Dewi. It's so difficult to conclude this fabulous discussion with you, Ibu Dewi, than other speakers. We have also Prof. Siti Hafsa binti Wakil from Malaysia. It was very amazing the discussion together about how we can talk about civic education and cultural values, especially when we talk about schools and AI students, how they use AI in school, in the classroom. It was amazing discussion together today. And we would like now to have maybe just a few break, and we will start in the presentation for our participants. Thank you so much, Dr. Ibu Dewi, for privilege of your time today, and giving us to talk with you, like sharing our ideas. Participants, you were amazing today. Now your turn to present, and we are happy to hear from you, see your PPT, see your contents in this conference. So the mic now with the MC, we will back to the MC.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, let's give an applause to our moderator and our speaker. Wow, that sounds amazing. So the next agenda is giving an A certificate to as an weir honor to Dr. Dewi Gunawati, Master of Humanity, to all on duty, time's yours.
Okay, repeat again, Destiny. I don't heard for your voice.
It's me.
Yeah.
Now we would like to give you a certificate of participate and being a speaker in this conference, 5 ICSSE in 2025. Please, the community share the certificate that we would like to serve for Dr. Ibu Dewi Suwanto ONS. So the certificate for Kwanti SHM as a speaker, as a distinguished speaker in the 5th International Conference on Social Science and Education, ICSSE 2025, organized by postgraduates of Civic Education Department, Universitas Sebelas Maret, in Surakarta, September 18, 2025. By the then Dr. Imam Sujwanti MC, the conference chair, Prof. Dr. Trianto MH MH. Thank you so much.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, let's following this. We will have a short break. The parallel session presentations will begin at 1 p.m. And to all presenters are kindly request to rejoin this meeting room and then enter your design breakout room at 1 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the official agenda of the 5th International Conference of Social Sciences and Education 2025, held on Thursday, September 18, 2025. Topic AI for Global Citizenship Education, Bridging Equality, Ethics, and Engagement in the Digital Age. Before we closing, we have to appreciate for moderator, this committee on the day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
It's we honor to Maram Tahir, Master of Education. Thank you for your professional for being a
It's my pleasure.
moderator.
I am very happy today.
Thank you. Okay. So we would like to express our gratitude to the speakers and the audience. On behalf of the entire organizing team and Destiny, sincerely apologize for any mistakes in words. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Thank you very much and see you next time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.